Hi, and welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today we have a 2010, it's a Honda Accord, and the complaint we have today is a rattling noise in the front end when they go over bumps. I did take a look at it to find out what the problem is, so I know what the problem is already, but I'm going to take you along and I'm going to show you how to diagnose a rattling noise or a banging noise when you're going over bumps. So let me bring you up front and we'll continue. This is the passenger side now of the car. You can see we're on the passenger side. What we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to check to find out where that noise is coming from. A real common problem is the sway bar or the sway bar links itself. This is the bushings that actually holds it to the frame of the car. Sometimes these bushings here wear out and it'll give you like a rattling noise. What you do is you get underneath here with a pry bar and you just pry up and down on it to see what kind of play you have in that joint. I mean in that bushing. There's very little play in there, so we know that that's not the problem. Another common problem is right here. These are the stabilizer links or sway bar links, whatever you want to call them. These boots in here wear out and water gets in there and it kills the joint and it winds up some noise in the joint. Now the way you check that is you come underneath here again with a pry bar underneath the control, underneath the stabilizer link, stabilizer bar, and you just move up and down and you just see if you have any kind of play in these joints right here. There is no play in this joint here. You can see that there is nothing there. Up. Now we're going to pry it down and we're going to see what happens on the way down. Absolutely nothing there either. So we know that the stabilizer links are good and the sway bar bushings are good. Next problem you want to do is you want to check the tie rod end here. The tie rod end frequently will give you some kind of a noise in here, whether it's the outer or the inner. In this particular case, there is no play in these joints whatsoever. This type of play is normal. That's a normal play in there. It's the up and down movement in the joint here that's not normal. And as you can see, there is no up and down. That is okay, but there is no up and down movement. All right? And the next thing you want to check is you want to check your lower ball joints, which is right here. Now, the way you check this, and I did it already when I had the wheels off the car, is you put a jack underneath this control arm. You jack this up very slightly, and you put a pipe underneath the wheel, and you lift it up and down. And if you have any kind of movement in this joint right here, then the joint is no good. I'm saving that step because I already did check it, and I know that this is actually not the problem here. So there's no play in this joint here whatsoever. Next thing you want to check is you want to check these bushings right inside here to make sure that these bushings are in good shape here. And as you can see, they're in good shape. That's the lower control arm bushings. Same thing up in here. This bushing here frequently goes bad, but in this case, that's not the problem. This bushing looks fine. When these bushings go bad, you'll actually notice that this arm is then hitting into the frame right down in here. This rubber here rips apart, but that's not the case here. This is nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm gonna bring the car down slightly so I can show you what the problem is. The way you would check and I did see this when I jacked it up down on the bottom, underneath here with the jack, but this is how you would see where your noise is coming from. See that movement in that joint? That ball joint right here is no good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this ball joint out, we're going to replace it with a new one, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So let me grab some tools and we're going to get started. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this cotter pin on the side right here. You just straighten it out and you take a pair of vice grips or cutting pliers, you grab it and you just pull it and it comes right out like this. Next thing you want to do is you're going to use either a wrench or you can use a socket, whatever you've got, to loosen it. There's a 17mm nut on here. We're going to take that off or break that loose, and then we're going to remove it almost all the way out, but not fully from the knuckle. Now the way you can do that, you can separate it from the knuckle, is one, you can bang right here with a hammer and it'll pop out. You could use a fork to drive it out like that, or you can use an impact chisel to knock it out. What I do is I just take a hammer and bang it right here a couple of times and you'll see it pop right out. So. well, a couple more times than usual. All right, and we just knock that right out. Now we can take that nut off the rest of the way. But before we do anything, I want to point out we got to be careful with this here. I'll show you. Your axle goes into your transmission right down inside here. You see where the axle goes into trans? The problem you run into is that if you try to remove this nut, this whole assembly here is going to pull out, and the axle is going to pull out of the tripod in here, which we don't want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this nut off, and we're going to take a bungee cord, and we're going to tie this down so that this is out of the way, and that axle doesn't pull out of the transmission, or the tripod doesn't pull apart. Not the end of the world if it happens, but it's a little bit of a pain in the rear end if it does happen. So we're going to avoid that by just securing the frame back so it doesn't move. So let me get a bungee and we'll come right back. Okay. Now, you can either use a bungee cord or you can use a piece of wire to secure it back out of the way. So we're going to see which one works better for us. So we're just going to take that nut off now. And we'll take the control arm, move it up a little bit, and this we're going to pull back over to here, and we're going to secure this back as far back as we can. I'm probably just going to use a piece of wire to hold it back now. I'm going to tie it around the strut, so that way it doesn't really pull, up and out this way here. So we're going to replace the entire control arm with a new one. So everything else is just the same as it was, and now we're going to take out that bolt that you see right up inside there. We're going to unscrew that one, and we're going to unscrew the other one right up in here, and we're going to remove these upper control arms. We're going to take them off the car. Now, to get these bolts out, we're probably not going to get them past that strut, but we'll see how it goes when we start to remove them. So, all right, let me grab this. It looks like a 14 millimeter wrench, and we'll get in there. We'll start taking it out. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to. I was going to take these bolts out up in the top up here. These bolts up right here that actually hold the control arm to the frame, but after looking a little more closely, I realized there's no way those things are coming out of there. They're probably about 3 inches long, and it's just not going to come through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this strut down just to get enough room so I can get in there and get those out of there. So we're going to take this strut out. The way we're going to do it is we're going to come down underneath here. We're going to take this bolt out here. It's a 17 millimeter bolt. We're going to remove that 17 millimeter bolt, and we're going to lower the strut down. We also need to take out this pinch bolt up underneath here, right here, so we can lower the wishbone down so we can remove the strut from the car. Then we're going to go up on top of up on the top underneath the hood, and we're going to remove the bolts that hold the bearing plate to the top of the car up there. So let's get some tools and let's get started. Okay, now before I take that strut off on the top, I just want to point this out to you here. We're going to take out this little 10 millimeter here because that holds the ABS sensor to the strut. We're going to remove that bolt so we can pull our wire to the side. We're going to take out that little bolt right there. That's the pinch bolt. And then we're going to take out this 17 millimeter here, and it runs right straight through to the other side, right up in here. We're going to take that out also. So, all right, let me give that a shot, and you can watch how it goes. Just take that and move it off to the side like this for now, and then we're going to shoot out the other bolts. It's this bolt right here. If you have an air gun, fine. If not, that's fine. You can do that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out these bolts up here on the upper part of the strut mount. Now, like I said, if you have a air gun, you can do it. If you don't, then you can use a regular Before we take that last bolt out, Just hold it. Okay. Now before I take that bolt out up here by hand, I'm just going to come underneath here and I'm going to hold this strut assembly so it doesn't fall down. I do want to point out that I did take out that other bolt on the bottom right there, and I took out that one for the wishbone on here, but I don't know if we're going to need to. We're going to see how much room we have now to get it out of there. Alright, so let's take it out and see how it goes. So now I'm just going to hold this up and take out the 14 millimeter on top so we can lower the strut down and see if we have enough room without taking it out. Just take this strut out of the way. So now we're going to take out this bolt here and this bolt here, and we're going to remove the control arm. And that frame comes right out. I'm going to put a replacement one back in here. So the bolts in by hand only for now, until we get them both caught. And once you got them caught by hand, then you can snug them in with your ratchet. Okay, now that we tightened up the bolts, up on the top right here, we have our control arm up out of the way. We're going to reinstall our strut that we previously took out. And we're going to catch the top up there first. You just lift it through and catch one bolt up on top. Catch a bolt up on top, one up, two, and once you got them caught, before you do anything, we're going to get that wishbone back on there. I'll get it on and I'll show you how to do it. Before we tighten anything up, we're going to put all our bolts back in. We'll put the bottom wishbone bolt back in first. Push to catch the nut. Show you what I'm doing. Got the bottom bolt back in over here. Down on the bottom, I got that bolt back through there. We caught the nut on that side down there. We didn't tighten it yet. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put that bolt back through the strut. You want to make sure that the strut is pushed all the way back up. See right up in here, you have to make sure it's in all the way, and then you can screw your bolt in by hand on the other side. Okay. And that should keep your strut there. Now we're going to grab the air gun and we're going to tighten up that bolt back there, and we're going to tighten up that bolt down there, and then we'll come right back and tighten the top. Okay, now that we have the wishbone bolt tight there, and we have the other bolt down on the bottom tight, down here for the bottom part of the wishbone. We do have to reattach this bracket here again, but for now we're going to go up top and we're going to tighten up the bolts up top that we previously took out. So we'll tighten these up and then we'll come back and put the rest of it back together. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get that 10mm bolt back in there that we previously took out that held the ABS sensor in place. Just line it up and screw it in by hand. Show you. We've got the bolts up on top of the strut, up on top of the car up there. They're all tight. We have these bolts here. They're also tight for the upper control arm. We tightened up the bolt down here for the strut, the wishbone of the strut. We tightened up the other one for the top of the wishbone to the bottom of the strut. And we put our cable back in there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull this back down and put it through our control arm, our knuckle here, and we're going to tighten that up. This here. We'll take this cable off that we had to hold it back out of the way. And now we'll pull the control arm down and we'll put it back in where it belongs. And we'll catch that ground nut, tighten it on as far as you can by hand, and we're going to grab a socket or ratchet and we'll tighten that up. 17mm. You can use a wrench or you can use a socket, whatever you prefer. And the last thing we got to do is make sure we put our cotter pin back through it to hold it in place. And that's pretty much about it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.